Day or night or night and day? What was it? Frank Sinatra? That guy? Day or night, night or day, whatever that bullshit. Excuse me, I don't know. I'm up still, so you know, I'm going to be slurring my words here, folks. But this is kind of still like sometimes when I get on these things, I feel like there's something of value to contribute. That's why I go live. We're going to do it live. We do it live. We don't record things here. We let it fly, and when it flies, it goes, and when it goes, it flies. Okay, all right. Now, so the question is, day or night, night or day? What is the better chances of getting those kind of single the women that you want? You know, the ones that you see. Now, of course, you know this is all directed toward individuals like me that have their challenges and everything. So, what's the thing? What's better? There's no answer. You know, there's not one that's better. Both are good for some things, and both are bad for some things. Both some have advantages for one, and some have disadvantages for the other. Let's start with night. Ugh, night game. Generally, it is the accepted thing. You know, people go out at night, so pickup is generally the accepted practice. You know, at night at bars, nightclubs, whatever. You know, it's supposed to be social, it's supposed to be places to go. The problem that I have is there's no real singles places. There used to be. There used to be. And I don't know if it was before my time or during my time or whatever, but there used to be like real singles bars. And that's where the single people go, you know, to meet single people. And what happened was, now again, this is my opinion. This is my how I see it. Remember, I talked about if you go back, listen to some of my other recordings. I talked about that show, Friends. And so what happened was, like in the '90s, there was a big change to a lot of going out and what was considered friends. I think what happened was, that show infected like the society's thought process. Um, again, now I'm not saying it was a bad show, but I'm saying that what it did was, I told you the power of certain things. There's subliminal, not just subliminal stuff, but there's, you have to understand the NBC, National Broadcasting Company. It's big, you know. They, they're not stupid. They put on the air what they want, And so that peacock, that bird, and everything. It's got all the colors and everything. That's they know. So I think what wound up happening is, a generation that was, you know, coming up during that time. I don't know, Generation Y or something. I don't know. I know a Degeneration X. That's. I think I'm part of that. I'm not sure. They got these things. The Degeneration X. It's Triple H and Shawn Michaels, and China, and what's that guy? Tupac. I'm sorry, that's the rapper. Sorry, no, X Pac. I know. I said that just to fucking. Wasn't there somebody else part of that? That Mad Dog or something? I don't remember. And then it split up or something, and then that guy left, and that Joni, she died. China, she's it really kind of bothered me. I was upset about that. Got to meet her once at the Saddle Ranch on Sunset. My buddy Pete happened to be going by, and too. And what happened was, it's amazing how I start with one thing and I lead to another, but this is kind of important. Um, like I was really into bodybuilding, at that time, and I saw her like on the patio with like a group. I don't know, I saw these people. I didn't see anybody that was really. I know, like when I see one of these. guys, the WWE superstars, when it's a superstar, but it was just her, a group of people. And, kind of like worked my way around outside the patio. And, I don't know. I don't know how it happened, but it was a guy. It was like this little guy, little gay guy or something. And he, like, I don't know how we started talking for a second. And I said something like, I just wish I could tell her, like, what she did for this business, did for everything, like everything. And he goes, like, I said something like to him, and I hit him, like, he just was like, I gotta like tell her, I gotta get her over here. And she goes, Joni, you gotta hear this about this guy. And I go, no, 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 don't, you don't understand, don't. And it was like, I go, oh shit, like in my mind, but I did say, see, it was weird. It was weird. I used reverse psychology, like, of course I want her attention, everything like that. But I was like, no, no, don't. And he does it anyway, right? And so she stands up, right? And she's wearing this pink jumpsuit. It's like, just it's like tits and body. I mean, it was like just fucking nice. And she stands up. It's like just a statuesque kind of thing. You don't understand. When you see some of these people, sometimes they're all like juiced up and everything and like that. You don't know. The body is constantly changing, always. Like it's different for everything. Like somebody who's not going to look the same. Like when they're not on or they stop working out for a while. Everything it just changes. But it just looked really nice. She was in really just good shape, everything. And I always thought she was like, wow, just incredible. Just jeez. But something kind of always kind of got me about her. Like, you could look at a woman. I mean, the way I see it, because I was a bodybuilder, even though I wasn't like IFBB pro or anything like that, but I went to shows and I would talk to the people. Not always people on stage. They would have other things at conventions and stuff. And you know, you don't know. You don't know what people like. You can't judge the book by the cover. You look at somebody, but you don't know really who they are as a person. So you talk to them, get to know them, and everything. You're making like a summary judgment of what you think you see. So anyway, so she stood up and she came over to me, and I was like this, wow, and I always like to call them by their real name, like I have a way of giving my respects to people, like when I meet them, depending on what their field, like in dancing, like some of the people that are really talented, and I'll call them master so and so, like it's kind of like a unawarded title that I will give them out of respect for their time put in, depending on their age, ability, or status in the in the industry or whatever. Now in chess, like yeah, you're 2200, you're national master, senior master, grandmaster. I will always call them by that, just out of respect. It's like it's it's something that's not yeah, they just don't hand that out. I mean, it's a hard earned thing. So in dance, I would call them that. Um, but not like in wrestling, but I would call them by their real name, not by their stage name. Just because it's something that I don't know, like partially out of respect or something, like you're not, you know, on stage right now, so like I see you differently. Um, but I always felt like I was just a little different. Like I wasn't. It's kind of weird. So, are you a fan or what are you? It's like yeah, but no, but more than that. Because I immersed myself in certain fields. I wasn't just somebody just sitting in the seats there going, yeah, it. No, like I was bodybuilder. I felt like I was part of that kinship. Even though I never made it to WWE, of course, but I did go. I did attend I did. I almost signed. I didn't. This Knock X Pro. It was a wrestling school, and they were signing people up. And I remember I met like Rikishi, Orlando Jordan, these guys, and I remember then one time I went to this thing where I met Dan Magnus, who was I think he was involved with Taekwondo, but he was like a recruiter, like worked with WWE, like certain tryout camps, and he had a thing one time in the Valley, and he like suplexed me over it. And I remember like these mats, but they weren't like the ring. There's no give or anything, and so he suplexes me, and he goes, and I go, like this. And he goes, well, dude, if it's hurting you that much, you're not going to do. And I said, no, you understand. I was just releasing, like, like when I hit the first time, it's not used to it. Once you get, and I was like, not bad. I took my shirt off, showed this guy, and he goes, you're gonna need to get a little bigger. He told me, and I was like, I knew that, but I was not bad. Like you have to understand something. These guys are on. Um, my peak this shirt was like full, like I was really, and even that, like, you're talking about guys like, I mean, I have a picture with me and Jericho that I was like, I saw him at this comedy thing, and I felt like I was bigger than him, because I was bodybuilding, seriously. But I mean, it's still his head though, like, and he's got, when you take, it's different, I mean, you're talking about hardcore anabolics, even the pills or whatever. It's anything. It's a big difference. It's a big difference, and when you're off of it, it goes away. It's like you're pulling the air out of the tire, kind of thing. But it's like the tire blows up, and the tire is solid. It's like it runs. I guess best analogy I can make. I can tell you. But I got a little off topic with that. But I wanted to talk about, yeah. So when I met China, like, and she came up to me, and I was like, I felt, and I've heard her speak before, but I don't know what happened. I just, I got like nervous or something. I was like intimidated by her size and her presence and stuff. And she asked me, she goes like, well, who's your favorite wrestler? And I knew who it was, and I just, I don't know what happened. The right word did not come out, you know, um, at the time. I don't even want to say his name because of what he did. You guys know, you know, it's unspeakable, unforgiven what he did, unforgivable. And he's banished he's banished, he's dead, but he's forgotten subject from WWE. I was there with my friend Peter, WrestleMania 20. He held up the belt. Oh my God. A triple threat match. Triple H and HBK, and Benoit. That guy was like, I want to be like him. I just like 5'10", solid like that. He didn't look like a twerp compared to Triple H and HBK. Like, hold his own. Ring technician, everything. Didn't have a real personality thing, but like this fucking, And I remember it was a match between him and Lesnar. I think it was on SmackDown, and he didn't tap out. Like he passed out. Like he was that tough. Like WWE gave him that much respect, and they're pushing Lesnar. This guy didn't look like a twerp. Like he was fucking solid as fucking like a brick, like a rock for his size. Like I thought I could be like. I wanted. And then I'm at the Manhattan Hilton the night after, like that night. And like there's the escalator goes up, and he won. He had the belt in the bag, and there's some fans, and he's going on the floor. I'm at the top of the escalators. The elevators that go up to the rooms are right there. I'm by myself. Comes up by himself, right by me, and I just couldn't do it. Like I couldn't bring myself to tell. It was like his moment thing. I couldn't like interpose that. He walked by me one time at the Marriott, and I remember this. I'll never forget this. And I go like, Chris Michael, his middle name, Michael. Like, you know, so I said, "Can we get a picture with you, man?" And I could just tell this guy was focused, and he goes, "Later, later." But the way, like, he said, there's something wrong. His head's fucked up or something. Like, something's really wrong. He had to go work out or something. Like, I said, all right, yeah. I tried to, I just wanted to, like, size him up, compare him, and get an idea of, like, what I could be like, you know, if I could get to that level or something. But, you know, I guarantee you, you know, with my knowledge now, I knew, like, just not without any gear, without any quote unquote help, you won't be. There's no way. And even if you do get on that stuff, you know, like you know, your heart might not be able to handle it. You know, just the genetic predisposition. Some of these guys, you know, like Eddie Guerrero. Look, you know, he was a short guy, like 5'6" or 5'8" or something like that. Blew up like that, and no fucking way, no way, no way. He was on some very very strong stuff. Anyway, the point about China. Let me close on that. We'll just before I move on. And she asked me who my favorite wrestler was. I thought I said, get something out there. I said, Triple H. That's what I said. And it was like the absolute worst thing I could have said. You know, she said next, really just, I didn't want to say it. I don't have to say it, but I will say this: abusing any type of abuse is wrong. Okay, bullying, physical, verbal, it's wrong. It's not right. And I'll never forget that, what she told me. You know, I'm not very proud sometimes when I used to go out at night, you know, like, and this is, I used to, you know, okay, I'm getting like not any action on it, so I was getting agitated, trying to talk to women. I was getting upset. I wasn't getting my needs met. No phone numbers, nothing. So I said, well, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna fucking take out my vengeance and throw like fucking curveballs out there. And I started to get attention, all right, but the wrong kind of attention, really bad negative attention. What'd you say to her? What do you call her? You're fucking nuts. Didn't help. I thought like that's how you show you got balls, you know. It's borderline harassment. If not, it's harassment. You know, the negative context connotations is bad stuff. So I tried everything. Okay, day versus night. You would think I started talking about the singles places there used to be. I think what happened again with that show in the 90s, that kind of phased that kind of out. And people just started all going out together. Started, you know, changing the dynamic of like, well, if you're single and stuff. Not just that though. Advents of computers and online dating also played a big role. I wouldn't go along with it for a very, very long time. I didn't like the idea of that. So what happens if you're like quote unquote old school and you kind of stick to that way of thinking, you're not going to go along with a lot of things. I have two friends, they don't have computers. One guy has internet access, both have things on their little phone. They don't have, they can't do this. Oh, I could do that. You don't. They don't. One guy's 60 years old, the other guy's 57. They're generation before me. Not to say older people don't do this, but a lot of them don't. They stay kind of like, they don't want to go. They don't understand what things change. It's up to them, if they're happy, let them be happy. But I like this idea. I like putting something out there. Maybe I touch a life or something like that. You only have one person watching. Yeah, but what this one person hopefully doesn't understand is that if other like later, hopefully, and if I'm not live anymore, this stays on there. And you can go back and watch all this stuff, and maybe somebody will get some nuggets out of this, like because I watch stuff, but Ultimate Warrior, he's passed on. There's only so much stuff that he left behind that he talks about. So this is like me teaching in a way. I'm teaching through life experience and what I'm learning, still learning. And in a way, it's not going to be the same thing, because if you go back to the beginning and watch what I talked about, it's like kind of like step one. If you're super shy and you can't, then it's like I teach you basic warrior pickup, or at least try. And then once you get beyond that, then you go to step two, where it's like not just being more selective, but you're not as desperate, so therefore you're not going to get into nearly as many confrontations. Kind of like iron it out, just like becomes kind of like easier in a way. It's not real, it doesn't mean it's over, but it means like, you kind of, I think one guy, there was like a couple, I was going to the market today, and just the way I was carrying myself, this one guy said something. He said, like, who is that guy? Like I know. Because sometimes I'll do things that are a little unique. And I told you, I'm practicing like almost every day, like martial arts and different types of styles and things. And, there was one guy, he was using the punching bag, just he was doing some generic punching, and that was cool and everything, and he left. But I know people are watching, trying to figure out, like, okay, what's this guy doing? Because I'm doing like multiple styles of different things that I'm just watching, and learning on YouTube, all combining everything, stuff that I think would be kind of cool, incorporating it into like fluid dance moves and stuff, Wing Chun, boxing, Shotokan, different types of kicks, going up to the bag, like close combat kind of things. Tai Chi, this kind of blocking thing that I'll do, that I'll focus on. And my balance, the way I kick each bag, trying to land solid when I come around. Like in my mind, like pretending that's like I'm learning this, if I ever get a chance to, do a movie or something, like stage ready or something. I don't know. I just like to like work on things, just try to give me something positive to do, and I get real serious in it. Or else I feel like I'm wasting time. So at night, of course, you got your places, these nightclubs and bars and stuff. Of course, confrontations. You would think like, that's the time to go out. It would be easy. Nothing's easy when you're a lone wolf, when you're by yourself. Okay? People are very, very defensive. Even when I was younger, it was like I used to go to this place, Dublin's. I'd do my dancing and everything. I'd always leave alone. Always. People just with their friends. Crowded, not by themselves. Women don't go to places by themselves. If they do, they know the people working there. Or it's an extreme rarity or something. It's not like in the movies, like you're seeing. People are very defensive. They're protective. Or maybe psychologically they don't want to look easy or something. I don't know. I don't drink anymore, so it's like the only reason I would be at a bar is if they had a really good dance floor or something. And even then, I just don't like it. I'm kind of sick of that life. It didn't get me anything. It's never will. During the day, it's hard to. It's hard because most people are in a big hurry wherever they're going. I was in the market today, and I noticed how fast people move in the market. Younger people forget it. I don't. I keep what I call a normal pace of flow going. I'm not in a hurry, but I'm going to where I need to go. And I do that intentionally because everybody else doesn't. I feel like those are just the regular, people. Like they're in a big hurry, the rat race, whatever. And I'm not of you people. I don't want to think like you. I want to be like step above, like evolutionary, like above. Just because all you people are doing that, I don't have to. And all during that time, at night or in the gym and going to the market, I'm thinking, you know, okay, if I see something good here, I am not going to hesitate for 1 second. I'm going to go. I'm going to try. Didn't see anything though. So that's okay. You don't have to do pickup like, that's the problem. When the people they think, oh, this is a hungry, desperate guy. A little desperate to try, like desperate to try to meet women or whatever. And he's not. And you see what you like though, like, and you don't try, then you have to live with yourself, you have to. Worst. There is no worse pain than seeing like a woman you're attracted to and then not trying, not at least to let her know of your existence. There's like a great thing, there's a great sense of peace that I get. Like, I remember a long time ago, and I used to really get into the pickup thing, and this guy, I don't forgot who it was, or I read in a book, and they were saying, look, man, if you're super shy, you're going to challenge. I mean, it was basically like warrior mentality. It was the same similar thing. Is if you see her, do not even just go in, and I don't, try. And what happened was I saw a woman in that market one time. She was like getting a cart, and the second hand cart, the second she turned around, I was right there, and I just said, I just have you are so beautiful. I went for it, right? And I think I got to thank you, and then it was goodbye. Felt like you're just in a way. I felt like to her I was an asteroid, just in a way. Yeah, yeah, they feel. You know what? Let me tell you something. You know, I'm the star of my own movie. Okay, it's my life. I only get so much life on this planet. I don't know how much it is. I hope it's a good amount of time, but it's adding up. Okay, you're bothering them. Yeah, you good then. You know what? Good. You know how many people bother me in my life then, quote unquote, bother me for things? That's the way it works. Bothering them. Everybody meets somewhere. The musical chairs, like, music stops playing. If you don't have a chair, you can't sit down. What happens? You're eliminated, you know? You should have met somebody when you were younger. That don't matter. Didn't have an opportunity. Okay? You think it's like everything in high school, whatever? You ask a girl to prom and yeah, and everything like that. Here, I'm going to share my since tomorrow is 30-year anniversary of my high school graduation. It's a relative story. I went to Fairfax High School, class 1991, and I played baseball there. That's all I cared about. There was like this Latina chick I really liked. I remember her name. It was Lisa Rodas. I think she was Belize. In Belize. That's Latina. But she was really pretty. I would see her around. Then I forget what class. It was a drawing class I happened to be in. We were both in it. And the way that the seating worked was we're seated by our last names. And we were right across from each other. The way the tables were set up. It wasn't just individual, like, the desk and everything. This was like a square. Two students on one side, two students facing each other. And she was like, I think she was right across from me or something, because my last name R.E. and hers R.H. or something. So it was like right there. And here's like beautiful woman. I think we were both seniors. She never paid much attention to me. It's getting close. The class is almost over, the semester, the prom. And I said, and this, I was like 17 years old. Can you imagine the prime of the shyness, right? 17, yeah. So I bet you're all wondering, did you ask her to the prom? Did you even ask her, like, did you even tell her that you liked her? Or is it one of those things like in the movie, the Robert Redford's character in Indecent Proposal, where he talks about, when he saw that woman on the train when he was a kid, the girl on the train that looked at him, and he said that was the most beautiful woman I ever seen. I ran after that train. I would given anything just to tell her who I was, but the train kept going, and I never had the chance. He just never forgot that, right? So the question is, she's right there every day in class. Did I tell her how beautiful I thought she was? Or that I liked her? I did. Did I ask her to the prom? What do you think? A guy is painfully shy, I did ask her. Okay? I did ask her. And what do you think she said? I don't want to say right away because I want you people to think about it for a second. Did she say yes? Or did she say no? She said neither. She told me she was going with her friends. But I tried. I didn't go to the prom. Wasn't in dancing back then anyway. There's another chick too. Forget what her name was. She was really cute as well. I'd see her around all the time. Never really tried. Saw her at the 10-year reunion, I think it was, or the 20. I'm not sure. And I told her. She was by herself there. I said, I saw you so many times on camp, and I'd see you. I thought you were just so beautiful and everything. I told her. And she just tells me, she goes, I didn't think so. And even at the reunion, she didn't even care to get to know me or anything. What can you do? There was a little warrior in there even back then. Even when, you know, even when you're young. What happens is you would think at that time, 30 years ago or high school, plenty of chairs, musical chairs. It wasn't. That can affect you in life down the road. So if you only get so much time to do things, whatever. I told you, like I was standing outside that bar, restaurant, Abbey thing. These two guys, one guy came up to me really aggressive, like, you ready for right? You ready for right? Like, wouldn't like have a rational kind of discussion, like trying to figure out, like, okay, I'm just curious, like a normal person would come up to you and say, hey, I'm just kind of curious, I'm seeing you here standing here around or something, like, what's up? Like, what are you? Instead, it's the attitude of, hey, you don't belong here, kind of thing. You just couldn't say it like that. It's like a reverse discrimination kind of thing. Gym I go to, they got, I think I told you all this month, the gay appreciation thing or whatever. They got all the rainbow flags everywhere like that. It's great. Well, great. I don't care. But what happens is, even though the policy, the crunch philosophy is that all are welcome. It's a community where, all of a diverse group of people, where we were of all different skills and ability levels, where there's no hatred and there's no judgments. That's what it's supposed to be. So I fit right in, man. I have no problem with that. Doesn't mean, just because they got rainbow flags everywhere, it's not, you don't have to be gay to be part of that gym. Because the philosophy of the gym says so. But I have news for you. It can work in reverse too. When there's a majority of people that are, and you are not, believe it or not, they want you out of there. You're upsetting the balance, the delicate balance. And that's what happens at that bar. And that's what happens in that gym. That they're not sticking to the policies. They're not. And then in the bar, on the sidewalk, they're not sticking to equality. Saying, hey, you don't belong here, man. I don't belong here. Everybody belongs everywhere. Okay? Last time I checked, still America. They got a problem, that's on you. I go where I want, when I want, with whoever I want. Fucked up thing. You would think that these things that I'm mentioning, like they would barely exist if that. But it's all too common. Okay? It's like a reverse discrimination or something. I have to go where the odds are in my favor. Okay? You know how many single women go to West Hollywood and bars and everything like that, or nightclubs? You're gonna eliminate that from your opportunity? Sorry, it's not gonna happen. Especially when you're in the area. You can go anywhere, and you're like a threat. You know, it's a whatever. Their delicate balance, or you to try to meet single women. There was this other bar I used to go to, this Canner's Kibitz Room. See, I would do a circuit. I would go everywhere and everywhere. No stone unturned. I don't want to miss anything. And that place was real cliquish. Can't tell who's with who and who's with what. But usually, all the women are with somebody, or with their friends, or guys and stuff like that. And like, may God help you if you try. Even boxed out, in a nice way. Like they wouldn't, guys are not, that's in the movie kind of thing, the dramatic kind of nonsense. Bang! I'll kick your ass. Like you get the, that's more movie kind of thing. But you'd be surprised in real life how defensive guys can get when you step up. If a guy is comfortable in his frame, and I go ahead and I try, he wouldn't have to say anything. He's so confident that she's with him, he doesn't have to get worried about it. And he's used to it already. Or he makes a joke out of it too, whatever. Any of those combination of those three things. Most guys are not. Most guys' egos are too fragile. But if I go ahead during the day or whatever and I try, that guy will be surprised as fuck. Okay? Or he'll get defensive. He'll get agitated, try to get me out of there, like whatever, you know. That just so worried, like I'm gonna take it from him. It's not the caveman days, man. You think, you know, you're with her or whatever, and you think I'm gonna be able to say something to coerce her away from you? Then why are you getting so mad? Because I broke their frame. Cracked their ego. You should, you know, I'm not a clairvoyant, psychic, you know, a medium, whatever. I don't know who's with who or is with what. Oh, unless I try. They don't sympathize with that. Guys are jealous. Women even more, but guys, they're not. They, you know, I gotta help you. You know, these pickup guys you keep seeing like that, and they talk about, oh, you know, I help you, help you. Yeah, they're getting paid to do it, man. They're not helping you. They're getting paid to take you out there and try to do pickup and stuff like that. Does it work? For some, depends what your standards are. Mine are very, very high at this age already. You know, I'm very, very picky. I don't like it. It's not about just trying to get anything decent. I mean, you know, maybe I don't know. Everything changes. You know, very easy to resort back to the old ways of doing things. You know, when you don't see any success, and you're like, "Fuck, man, you know, it's not worth. Let me just forget about all this. I can't. You know, I really get into something, and I really try to master it. You know, give you a little example. So I told you I'm working on the different types of fighting and fluidity, flexibility, and power. You know, like street light. You know, the arrow. You know, you touch the arrow, whatever, to cross the street. Most people, like, you know, if they don't want to touch it, they'll use something they don't want to touch it, right? So I want to use my foot to touch it. So most people want to try to use their foot if they have any type of average type of movement or flexibility. They're going to try to kick it. That's what I used to do. But the only way you can kick it is if you hit it kind of hard. And I don't want to do that. I said I want to touch it. There's a difference. I want to touch it with my foot. And that's a fucking lot harder to do. So I'll go there, position myself, and I'll raise my knee up. Try to balance, and I'll work on my balance, depending on how high it is. Slowly try to get my leg up there. Try to touch it. Sometimes I can. It's pretty good. Try a couple times, you know. I've never seen anybody do it before. Like most people, they won't do that. They'll try to kick it, you know, some hard. I said, no, I want to touch it with my foot if I can, and bring my foot back down and control my body like perfectly. It's on my balance, my control. I think I've been doing this for like a little bit more than a week now. Just different things, you know, understanding, just working on things. Just trying things new, you know. All right, I guess that's just about it for now. So, I just wanted to make sure I covered about day, what I thought during the day was what's more difficult, day, night. I think I talked about the challenges, difficulties. You know, both present its challenges. One thing I do want to mention about the day though, what I noticed the difference about the day and night. The nighttime brings out more of the wildness. It sounds like fun, but wildness generally is not that good when you get older and more mature. Because what it does, it kind of like those environments they counter your goal. You know, you know, there's just too much interference, too much crap going on, nonsense that gets in the way of what you're trying to do. And during the day, it's like it's more sophisticated nonsense. Where society, people are busy. I gotta go. I got no time. Oh, I'll take your number. I'll take your card. How many cards I've given out? These women never call. If a woman's interested, she'll call you. She'll ask you for your number, and they will go out of their way to call you. I don't know. There's one that I met at that older person's dance thing. She texts me every once in a while or calls me, but it's just a little too old for me. It's not really what it really doesn't do it for me. I kind of, have understanding. It doesn't do anything for me to go hurt her feelings. You go, you're just not. They'll figure it out. Sorry, like what I like. I'm sorry. It's like wondering why are you going to dancing next week? Why aren't you going to these things? Because I don't have to. I went there for 2 weeks in a row down Orange County, and that second week it kind of broke my spirit. Like I saw it, and this is really not. It's like low energy kind of. It's not. There's nothing here. There's this one that I thought she was going to be there. She told me she didn't show up, but I wasn't just hoping to see her. I was hoping for anything of that, quality. Something that my liking. There's just nothing there. Say sometimes you got to make very quick decisions. And that was it. Doesn't work, change your approach. Okay. Hopefully, you guys got something off of this one. And I know I bounced around a couple different subjects, but it's just something that I feel that I like to impart my own personal life experiences, things that I went through, trying to meet, and do things. Either younger or older. You know, I don't know. Younger people that are coming up now. The world is different now than it was 25 years ago. So I don't know. Maybe things don't affect the young people. Like you can just, excuse me, watch like, shit on what's it called, chatterbait or whatever. They pay to watch girls, and they pay. I guess it's kind of like the same thing. The younger, when I was younger, they, VHS and later DVD. So more sophisticated form of getting off. I guess she's right there. as I'm doing it. She's right there. Okay. Can't like put your hand through there. Hey, can I feel this there? Can't. She's not there. There's a lot of distance. Can't like get through, you know. You can try. Hey, I don't relate to that. Hmm. Okay, well, I guess that will conclude this episode. We're Junior signing off. Stay strong, my friends. Bye.